Are we lit?
We're lit.
Are we in here?
Are we lit?
What's good, everybody?
My triggers. Let's go.
What's good with everybody?
We're finally back.
We are back. Friday was a little bit of a snafu, technical difficulties.
Friday was actually not the move.
It was not. I'm sorry about my hair. If I look like a misingenuous Trump son, I do apologize.
Hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Hair just rocking the comb over. All right, I look like a fucking tool.
My hair just looks, gorgeous all the time. I gotta keep that nigga hygiene. You know what I'm saying? Black people hair.
I just throw it to the side, go about my day. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a shit ton to talk about in an hour period. I don't know how we're going to fit it all.
I don't know either.
But Friday has put us in a jam, and the news we got today, we got even more to talk about. Yeah. So, no time to waste. We got to jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, last Monday, I promised you that on Friday, I would tell you what we're about to see the most lit season of baseball the world's ever seen. And then that weekend, thought about it. Or in the weeks leading up, I was like, I looked at basketball, I looked at the NHL, I looked at their season, I said, these are the three major sports that any other time period, the regular season doesn't mean shit. Hockey and basketball are entertaining to watch, but you really can't get invested during those two regular seasons, because, it's like... nobody's season's on the line first part of the season.
Yeah, true, but that's a lot of it.
That's what I'm saying.
But for basketball, there's so many people who watch basketball.
There is. From a personal standpoint, the NBA regular season
doesn't mean much to me.
It doesn't mean much to me because nobody's season's on the line, and damn sure with baseball is unwatchable. After opening night, I'll just watch the highlights, keep up with the scores. I'm not sitting back and watching the whole game. When the MLB announced that it was going to go to a 60-game sprint to the finish, I said, okay, even without fans, this is exactly what this sport needs. That's exactly how to keep me invested. And from Thursday night up until last night, they did just that. My prediction was 100% right. No fans was noticeable. And real quick, kudos to Fox for what they're doing over there. I laughed when they first announced they were going to do video game fans and pitch in crowd noise. That was fun to watch. The Dodgers were at the Dodger Stadium. They were down like 4 runs at the bottom of the 8th. People leave when their team's losing. They did that with CGI fans. They had a full stadium at the front, and then the bottom of the 8th, they had half the people leave. I was like, this is amazing. Kudos to Fox for making the best out of the situation.
I hope they do that for NFL.
I hope they do too.
They better do it for NFL. It's gonna get late.
But then the news that broke out this morning.
Son of a.
But first of all, let me put up the season a little bit more before we get to the bad stuff. Great few games. I didn't see one bad game except for last night when the Braves destroyed the Mets 14-1 at their home stadium in front of their cardboard fans while the team was being actively sold while they were being destroyed. One of the saddest things I've ever seen in sports. Honest to God. But go ahead. Let you chime in real quick.
I was like, were the Mets ever really serious?
That's a fair point. Well, the team's being sold. Hell. But let me get the news of this morning. It was reported this morning that 12 of the 27 members of the Miami Marlins roster, as well as 2 coaches, have tested positive for COVID-19. Therefore, their season opener has been postponed. The Yankees and Phillies game that was supposed to happen tonight has also been postponed because I think the Marlins were just in the Phillies dugout, so they can't have anybody there.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
go ahead.
Florida has clucked up a lot of sports.
Well, they have. We'll get to that. This is problematic, not just for the MLB. The MLB season is surely in jeopardy as we speak, but you got to think about the NFL at this point. I've been
thinking about the NFL this whole time.
Yeah. The MLB has, as of right now, been the only major league sporting organization to not have a dome scenario. They don't have a dome process. They don't play in a dome or a bubble, as I should say. Even though the MLB is the organization that came up with the bubble idea in the first place. That was the original plan. The greatest mind commissioner, Rob Manfred, who once said that his own World Series trophy is nothing more than a piece of metal. Shows you what he thinks of the MLB and baseball.
Wow.
He said we're going to have a bubble in Arizona. Then he said it's going to be in Florida. Then it's going to be in Arizona. They couldn't decide where they wanted the bubble to be at.
And so they just decided to cluck it.
Well, then they also found out that, and the teams found out that, or came to realize that a majority of their revenue comes from local TV and local radio for that said team. So Rob Manfred says, money's money, bro. So they were gonna, if they had gone to a bubble scenario, they were gonna lose about God only knows $billion with a B, $billion.
That's jeez. Okay.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, all right, we'll give this a shot. And from Thursday night, great game. It was reported, I don't have the exact number, but Thursday's game, season opener, the Yankees at DC, was the most watched regular season baseball game since 2011. Head doctor for something came out in the coronavirus pandemic. Head doctor came out, threw out the first pitch. Funny as hell, 50-cent challenge, threw it right into the ground. Great way to start off the season.
Sweet.
And we got underway. Stanton hit a bomber, 2 innings in. Back and forth pitching. Great stuff. The game did end with after the 6th inning with lightning. Maybe all games need to go to 6 innings. Might be more entertaining. I don't know.
Probably should go to 6 games because, I mean, you need to make the game... with all these folks getting corona, you need to make the game shorter.
You do.
You got less. So, I mean, that would kind of make sense.
You do. But one thing you have to think about is you have to think about how the NFL's looking at this right now. Because the NFL is about to go by the same system the MLB is going, and this has only lasted 3 days. And what's also troubling to me is apparently the MLB had no doomsday preparation. They had no plan for if any player, let alone 14, got coronavirus.
I was thinking about that, but apparently... Well, no, keep going with... Are you done with MLB?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the MLB... The NFLPA has actually approved the list of plans that they're going to take for fighting the coronavirus. So it's been approved.
Well, that's into you. Okay.
So what they're doing is what they're going to do.
Well, that's good. That's a good in the right direction. I wish the MLBPA would do something along those lines because they didn't do shit, apparently. I mean, you look at a guy like Buster Posey, you look at a guy like, what's my man's name? David Price, who pulled out. They were in the right. I mean, David Price pretty much went on Twitter and said, told you. This lasted 3 days.
And we also had our first NFL player pull out because of COVID.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? What's my man's name?
He was a lineman.
I know. That's what I was hoping you knew.
He was like a backup lineman for the Chiefs.
Oh, he wasn't a starter, but...
I don't know if he was a starter now. I just knew he was a lineman.
The dude's a doctor. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah. And so he pulled out of his contract to go fight what's going on. So you can't really blame him for what's going on. You can't really blame him for pulling out of his contract. I mean, it's hard to say no to that much money. I've seen people say, oh, he's a pussy. He should be playing. But what?
Like,
bro.
What? No.
This man is turning down $2 or $3 million to go and
save everyone else's life, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're saying lives are worth $2 or $3 million? No.
Bro. And his life is like he's gonna risk his life.
It's like Patrick Mahomes finna make $500 million. None of that's gonna matter if he dead.
No, it's not gonna matter.
They ain't finna go to nobody if he dies. It's gonna go right back to the Chiefs.
But no, seriously, how did Rob Manfred not prepare for this? How do you not? So I don't know what the protocol is. Nobody even knows where.
We don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know where they got this from. All right, we're not doctors and we don't play them on TV. We're just telling you what we've heard. Pat McAfee show said that there may have been flight attendants that gave it to him. That's the only outside logical thing they can think of.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. I mean, you're traveling. These guys are traveling a lot, and
don't they have private planes?
I would think so. I would think so, especially in this time period.
Y'all need to have private planes. Y'all make enough money. Y'all made enough money to have at least one.
But you have to know. I feel like Roger Goodell and Rob Manfred have had a conversation today about how Rob's going to handle this, because how he handles it is how. I mean,
we don't know if it's going to directly affect how the NFL handles it.
I mean, they're going by the same protocol.
That doesn't mean that everything is exactly going to be the same.
Because the NFL's got to look. Think about it. MLB has been a socially distanced game before socially distancing was a thing. Besides the dugout and the bullpen and the batter, the catcher, and the umpire, everybody's spaced out. Football is the most unsocially distanced game the world's ever seen. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck.
That's one thing that makes it different.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
So if this game has this issue 3 days into it, that's as socially distanced as this game is.
But I don't know.
Will the NFL make it an hour into their season?
Honestly, but if it was given to them from flight attendants, then it might not.
And that hasn't been confirmed. We're not breaking news out here. That hasn't been confirmed. That's just a theory. Okay.
Yeah, that's just a theory.
Yeah,
but if that is true, and then the NFL decides to change something up, and they do maybe just go to one space and do the whole season there.
Yeah.
Like the NBA is doing. then maybe they'll succeed better. Because the NBA, nothing really major's happened with the NBA.
Yeah, zero. And my buddy, what's my man's? I still can't think of my man's name. I'm sorry, we don't prepare for the show at all. He left the bubble, went to Magic City for the damn Wings, and came back. And you need to look him up because I don't know who you're talking about. I gotta find this buddy's name, dude. Hold on. ESPN. I think he plays for the Sixers. Mets are up 2-0 over the Reds right now.
He played for the Sixers.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll look up NBA Magic City. That'll tell me what's going on. But anyway, there are games going on right now. So the MLB season has not been 100% scrapped as of right now. He plays for the Clippers. Lou Williams. My man Lou Williams. Lou Williams. Okay. Left for some wings and some strippers and came back. And he is in 4-day quarantine as of right now. So
4 day?
That's the protocol. You leave the bubble, you come back, you got a 4-day quarantine.
4-day quarantine, bro.
What? You got a problem with 4 days? We want a week?
Yes! It lasts 2 weeks.
All right, well, they're not just they're testing this guy every day. Okay, and I'm sure if it comes back positive, they'll probably execute him. I don't know, but they'll do something.
He's freaking dumb, bro.
I mean, if he
for the sports like NHL, MLB.
Why is Magic City open? Anyway,
no.
So
there's a bunch of theme parks that are open now.
So it's their fault as much as Lou Williams if he does have it. But their wings are fire from what I've heard. Anyway, continue. I would leave the bubble for their wings too.
MLB, NHL, and NBA, they all play a bunch of games real close to each other, real close together to each other.
You gotta remember, NBA's got a bubble system though. You gotta remember that.
No, I'm talking about regular.
Yeah.
They, because they play so many games, they play a bunch of them close together.
Yeah.
And
breathing on each other, all
stuff like that. If you get COVID and you go down, you miss 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why they got to test these guys every day.
That's like 10 games for NFL. It's not as serious.
Yeah,
but
wait, what do you mean the NFL is not as serious?
I'm saying if you're out 2 weeks, you're only missing 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. NBA is a lot. Yeah, I'll give you that.
In NBA, if you miss 2 weeks, that's like maybe 8 to 10 games.
Here's the thing: when the Phillies get tested, if they come back with a large number of cases, I feel like you can just scrap this whole season. The MLB's done.
Yeah, this season's gonna be cut off.
I don't know how you
hate to see it, but
unless you just kick those two teams out of the league for this season. But then you got to reschedule everything, and
you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that, especially when it's a 60-game sprint to the finish. That's
you might.
Just when baseball was getting lit, just when regular season baseball was, you could sit down and relax and watch it, and you knew it meant something.
If the full season gets scrapped, that's it. I mean,
that's it, man.
If their season gets scrapped, then that means NFL's.
Now, what is the NHL's?
I have no idea what the NHL. When is the NHL season? Has the NHL season?
The NHL season starts this week, and it's a qualifier for the Stanley Cup. So we're pretty much starting NHL playoffs off rip from the get go. We're starting the playoffs now. I heard Bridgestone Arena is going to have a few games.
Yeah.
So I
think what they're doing,
I think they're using certain arenas as bubbles,
like a couple different arenas. All of them.
We're gonna Nashville's gonna have 8 hockey teams, but we can't go to not a damn one of them.
God dang.
Yep, that's tough, ain't it?
I think the Predators got the Blues. I think. That's what it was.
But honestly, if this was anybody else behind this situation, other than Rob Manfred, I'd feel a little bit better. But I don't. Given Rob Manfred's track record, who's a well-known stooge, I don't trust him to steer us to the water. It's like having a blind man steer your boat. You
hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You're not going.
You hate to see it. We'll find out what happens. You want to get into some Jamal Adams news?
Yes, Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams is officially.
He is a Seattle Seahawk. After
what started as him calling out his GM, after there was a little bit of a contract dispute, they were going to give him an extension, then they weren't, and then the X, Y, and Z. So he called out his GM. That didn't get him a cut, so he called out his head coach and said, we're never going to win with this guy, and it's pretty much impossible to keep a guy on your team after he said that. Getting released 101. And so
you got traded.
Jamal Adams is now a Seattle Seahawk.
The Jets just got bank.
I broke this story to you.
The Jets got bank for him.
Oh yeah, the Jets got a few first round picks.
I think it said 2 first round picks, a 4th round pick, and a whole nother nigga.
Oh yeah,
a whole different safety.
Yep. The future is bright for the New York Jets, but we've been saying that for a long time.
Is it bright though?
I mean, yeah, look at
the future bright for the Seahawks. I don't know.
No, not this season. I'm talking about the future for the Jets because they got a couple first rounders. At the same time, the Jets been hearing that for a long time, and they're probably tired of hearing that. So like that. But regardless, what you want to carry the story? What does this mean for Jadeveon Clowney? What do you feel like it means?
Now I really don't know because there has been nothing said about Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay.
For the past like month and a half, I haven't heard a thing about what this man is going, where this man's going, what he's going to do.
Has he said anything about where he wants to go?
No.
He's given us no hints, no clues, nothing.
I've looked it up.
His Twitter ain't popping off like nothing.
Nothing, bro.
I've looked it up. Silent, and that's the best thing you can do.
I've looked it up, and he's and apparently the Titans have maybe been talking to him, and the Seahawks have been talking to him. But I heard that the Titans' talks with him haven't been that great, and then I haven't heard anything about what his talks with the Seahawks.
Well, Jamal Adams is going to be a hell of a negotiator, I feel like.
Now, with Jamal Adams being there, that might keep Clowney in Seattle. That might keep Clowney in Seattle, but we don't know.
Because you think the Legion of Boom's back if Jadeveon stays? If Jadeveon stays, and on top with Jamal, you think that's the start of a new Legion of Boom?
No, because Jadeveon is a lineman. The Legion of Boom was a bunch of defensive backs. The Legion of Boom was
Legion of Boom was just a badass defense, wasn't it?
No, the Legion of Boom was the corners. They called themselves the Legion of Boom.
So
the corners and the safeties, they called themselves Legion.
Oh, so the defensive line they just weren't a part of that. They just, hey, fuck you, man. Michael Bennett, you cool,
they were
but
good.
like
they were good.
Like you cool, man, but you ain't like.
They were good, but come on, Seattle secondary was pretty much their entire defense.
Okay,
you can't lie. They beat you. They beat your nigga Peyton 43-8.
They did. They
crushed.
All right, we got a lineman form. We got a lineman version of the Legion of Boom.
Oh. But we don't even know if he's still gonna be there.
We don't know.
And another thing is, I don't even know if the Titans can afford to get Clowney because that nigga's talking some $20 million a year. Like, nigga,
who's talking $20 million a year?
Clowney. He went $20 million a year, 16 million a year. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of Skrilla. That's a lot of.
You ain't Mahomes, kid. You haven't even had a double-digit sack season in your career, and you gonna talk some $20 million?
I wonder how the Cowboys look because he was trying to get to the Cowboys.
The Cowboys ain't got no money. The Cowboys ain't got no money.
If they can't pay Dak, I figure they can at least give some of that money to Jamal. I mean, shit.
They can't even pay Dak no more because they just franchise tagged him. That's $26 million for that year.
Yeah.
So there's no way they're gonna give him. And they signed Amari Cooper to a 5-year, $100 million deal. They got D. Lawrence on like 16, 17, 18 mil a year.
Yeah.
And Byron Jones, I think he's still there, and he's making like 12, 13 million a year.
Yeah.
He ain't got no money. Jerry Jones making money, but he also losing at the same time. Like, the Cowboys ain't it. Yeah. And plus, the Cowboys, come on, as talented as they are, I don't know. Well, yeah, as talented as they are, they still suck. You can't lie.
Yeah. This whole MLB news is throwing me off, but there is a new playoff format in the MLB should the MLB season continue. And it's rather interesting. It's now going to be a 16-team format. 8 for the AL, 8 for the NL. Now, the number one seed in each division will get to pick which team they play in the first round. And this is where they may add a little reality TV to this. The decision will be broadcasted live. They're going to put a camera in whatever, I guess it's going to be virtual now, but in whatever, with the GMs, with the owners, with all that, they're going to sit down and discuss who they think they have the best chance of beating first, and they're going to broadcast that decision live. So we got a playoff with some reality TV, and speaking of that, Impact Wrestling has announced their own reality show segment on their television program. We'll get to that later. We're getting into wrestling. That's Impact's going to impact. It just made me think of that.
Yeah, we'll get into that some other time.
Oh, good. It's not even worth talking about. But still the sports. We're not on the wrestling segment yet.
I think this is the longest we've ever talked about sports.
Yeah, it is. But a lot of shit's come out.
We've had a lot.
And do you see any dark horses in the NFL playoff format with the new 7-team format? You see any dark horses? I don't want to call New England a dark horse, but
they are kind of a dark horse now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to say, but yeah, they still got big brain Bill, but.
Let me see. There's obviously the favorites. There's the Chiefs.
There's the Chiefs.
There's the Titans, the Colts, the Steelers.
Everybody thinks the Chiefs are going to run away with it.
The Ravens.
Do you consider Tampa in the NFC?
Bro, it's so hard to tell for me with Tampa. Because, like, just because
let me ask you this, man.
Look, they got Tom Brady. Cool. Great. But come on, man. Y'all think Tom Brady going to be playing up to his best?
Let me ask you this. If Tampa Bay does make a Super Bowl this season, would Tom Brady be the first quarterback to win an AFC title and an NFC title?
No.
No? I can't. I honestly.
Woo, you made yourself look real
I
dumb.
might look dumb. I'm just asking.
You made yourself look real
Who's the
dumb.
other one? Who's the other one?
Ain't no other one, bro. There's been a bunch. I can't even name them all.
Well, then name one.
Let me think.
I'll look it up right now. You want to call me dumb, but you can't even.
What?
You want to call me dumb, you can't even name another one.
It's because there's been so many. There's been a bunch. Let me think.
Okay, Google's got these answers. Hold on.
The tough part is
Jim Kelly. Okay, he never participated. Okay.
The tough part is it's hard to remember them because not all the best quarterbacks have done that. Not all the best quarterbacks have done that. Like some of the best quarterbacks of all time, not many of them have actually done it.
Quora. Okay.
What?
Quora is like an answer site.
Think about some weird security.
That's awesome. Tom Brady ain't one. What?
That might not be the right spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to say. But I know there's been a lot. It's just that none of them are the best quarterbacks that you can think of.
Yeah, but if they made it to a Super Bowl, they must be cool, right?
You really think that Kerry Collins?
What? Who in the blue hell?
Exactly.
Who was a Kerry Collins?
Yeah, Kerry Collins. He got to a Super Bowl.
That sounds like an NXT superstar, Kerry Collins.
He got to a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer. Remember that guy?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Of course you don't.
Did he win in both conferences?
He won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
But did he win in both conferences?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
it's hard to tell because a lot of of the best ones, like, because for one thing, QBs don't change teams a lot.
Yeah.
QBs don't change teams a lot, especially the good ones.
That's why I asked if a QB has won in both conferences.
They have. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on there. You said Jim Kelly.
Yeah, but he wasn't participating though. He was on the side. I don't count that. Come on, bro. You got an A on a project you didn't do a damn thing on, man. Like, come on, bro.
It's hard to say because a lot of these QBs just don't. A lot of these QBs that switch teams like that, they don't. That means they're not good.
Yeah, I guess, man.
So maybe not as many as I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Cause we'll find out. We will find out. If Tom Brady wins, I'm sure they'll say something about it. But
well, we'll see.
We will see. Okay, you want to get into pro wrestling?
Let me think. What else we got? Let me think if there's something else.
We're already 30 minutes into this show. Well, 23 minutes. Okay.
Well, let me think if there's something else. I mean, there's something small, but it's not. I mean, it ain't that serious. There's one other football thing that's not that serious. The NFL Top 100 came out on Sunday.
Anyway, anywho,
let's go into wrestling.
Get to that.
We're starting off with Adam Cole. We can't start off with that.
Oh yeah, We gotta
start off.
This is a combination of. This is a good transition into wrestling because it's sports and professional wrestling. This past week on the Pat McAfee show, Adam Cole was on as a guest, and things got a little heated.
It started out with him talking about. Well, I didn't see the whole thing.
I saw the whole thing.
The parts I remember are basically them talking about how his success was not him.
Yeah, but they were kind of talking in a kayfabe form, sort of like.
To you.
He was talking about how he didn't actually win those matches. He had the Undisputed Era's help, and that's
what I was saying.
And that's work. And Adam Cole, that was scripted. Everybody knows that. It was scripted. The Undisputed Era comes out and it helps Adam Cole.
Oh, you mean
that part was scripted?
Okay, well, yeah.
and obviously Adam Cole knows that. And he knew that was what Pat McAfee was talking about. But then Adam Cole went into heel Adam Cole, got heated, broke a microphone, broke a headset.
Whoa, before we get that deep.
What happened? What
forget about the part where he roasted Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he said he was a punter on a show that didn't really do much.
You're a punter. He didn't do nothing.
I mean, if that's his defense, no punter ever does anything. Because every punter's got the same job.
Well, still.
But and Pat McAfee has thrown the ball and laid people out. I think Pat McAfee even may have thrown a touchdown pass one time.
Look, man, it really
so
doesn't
Pat
matter.
McAfee has done more than most punters.
And Pat McAfee was also the same punter that was a part of that trash bag fake punt that the Colts decided to do against somebody. I don't remember who it was.
The Patriots. He was a part of it, man. But that was
doesn't matter. He was on the field.
That was Chuck Pagano.
The nigga said
that was Chuck Pagano's call. All right. That's like getting mad at fucking. That's like getting mad at Nakamura for booking them terribly, and that's like getting mad at Cesaro for not being a world champion. Bro, it's like getting mad at a professional wrestler when creative has all the blame. Okay.
Look, man, it's cool.
So Adam pushes over a microphone, breaks a headset, pushes one of Pat McAfee's co-hosts.
Apparently, he had colitis.
I
don't even know what colitis is.
It's some sort of back thing. I don't know. That might be part of the work, man. Like, but
and then just screams
a whole bunch of F-bombs.
And loved it.
Yeah, and then he storms out. Well, Adam Cole did release an apology today on Twitter, saying he's sorry for anyone he offended, even though Pat McAfee, was pushing his buttons. He should have acted more professionally, and he thanks everybody for his support. McAfee addresses as Adam Cole apologized, kind of. Didn't really. He goes, I guess he apologized to me. He offended me. He offended Ty. So yeah. I guess he did apologize to us. Triple H was on the show to address this. And Triple H didn't just coddle Pat. He put some of the blame on Pat, put some of the blame on Adam. He was in defense of Adam in the most part. But he said that they would like to... the more this interview went on, I'm thinking, this might not have been a work.
I told you.
This might not have been a work.
On Friday when we were screaming, before it cut off, I told him multiple times that it's probably not a work. Because it's just different than the other reality-based stuff that they've done.
Well, then Triple H came up with the idea for these two to get into a room and talk this out. And Triple H did say you could come on our show and talk this out. This leads me to believe they're going to lead to Pat being on NXT television.
And that's also a thing that I read about. If you had read the No Q DQ,
DQ. Dairy Queen, what?
What's that Instagram? NoDQ.com.
Yes.
If you had read the story, it said that it could be a storyline that comes based off of reality.
It could. And, Triple H said these guys were cool in the past. I don't know, man. We'll figure this out eventually. Like I said, if this does lead to a match at TakeOver, I'm gonna tend to believe that this was a work.
Then that mean if this leads, I don't know.
Because honestly, what does Adam Cole have to do right now? Nothing. And he's gonna be on TakeOver 30.
I still don't think it's gonna be. I don't know if it'll be based off of. I don't know if that makes the video work. I just think that it could be based off reality, a real thing that they want to get squashed.
I think
in the actual.
I'm still
that they're gonna script to have Adam Cole win.
Listen, Friday I was like 95% sure this is a work. Today I'm like 75 to 80% sure this will work. All right, maybe even 60% sure. All right.
I was like 60-40, and now I'm like more 60-40 the other way.
Yeah,
thinking that this is real.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about 60-40 when it was a work. And now, but
hey, man. Well,
we gonna see.
We gonna see. We are gonna get to the bottom of this eventually. Hopefully, these two do talk, and we get these answers on the Pat McAfee show or NXT. One of the two.
If I put it like this, it's more than likely that it's real if he comes on the Pat McAfee show again.
Well, Pat McAfee's done say he's never invited again. That could change after they talk.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well,
if he. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. They got us in a difficult position.
We will figure this out. Well, we won't. We'll just once they figure it out.
We'll let you niggas know.
Best way to put it. Okay, into professional wrestling.
The actual wrestling part.
Yeah. we're gonna keep this brief. SmackDown was a decent show,
right.
And then we got the bar fight. Bar fight was good up until the very end.
I want to talk a little bit about the bar fight.
I
liked it.
The bar fight was great. It was great. No complaints whatsoever with the bar fight. I thought it had a great ending.
You thought it had a great ending?
It did have a great ending. Sheamus beat up Jeff, put his hat over Jeff's face, drank a beer, and left, and the show went off the air. It's a great ending. It felt like a real fight, and he just left Jeff laying.
That's not how it ended, folks. I apologize profusely for his lack of information on the subject.
That's how it ended.
That is not how it ended.
That's exactly how it ended. No phony shit happened. No dumb, unbelievable shit happened. Surely the guy didn't pull his hat off his face. His face was painted on magically because Jeff's got goddamn superpowers now and put contacts in his fucking eyes.
It was just woken Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, shut up. Damn it. Impact needs to sue WWE and get a bigger budget. Because that was gimmick infringement. That was not woken Jeff.
Was funny.
That was.
I knew.
Damn it!
As soon as I saw that part, as soon as I saw him come back and lift the hat off and his face was changed, I was like, Cole's gonna have.
He never took the hat off. That's the show ended. Like that. Shut up, Mark.
I was like, Colton is going to rip.
They did something. Look, I was able to excuse the corny chimed in music during the fight. I was able to ignore that. They didn't film this like a fucking movie 100%. This looked like it was a live camera in a bar with these two just fighting like they did back in the day. I was okay with it. I thought it was a great fight, told a great story. But then because they're an entertainment company and they're not even wrestling anymore, they're a fucking movie production, they had to do the bullshit at the end. When did Jeff Hardy get superpowers? Why were we not explaining this? Why? And how was a new person trying to get into wrestling that's a grown adult going to take this seriously? You tell me how they're going to get into that.
I don't know.
Unless they're tripping on shrooms and a fan of face paint, they're not getting behind that. They did something good.
Well, you don't know it. Honestly, we don't know how all these adults. We don't know how every adult would feel about that.
I know how I felt about it, and my intelligence was insulted, and I did like. Honestly, it was minor. I will say one thing I did like: the PG logo that came up. At least it said DLSV underneath it, so you kind of felt like you were watching an adult program, and not something intended for kids.
What's DLSV mean?
Dialogue, language, sex, content, and violence.
We haven't had much of the.
We haven't had much of any of that.
Yeah, we haven't had much of any of that.
I mean, dialogue's been mostly PG.
Language is,
okay, sure. Sex content. I mean, since the Mandy Rose segment with the Uso in the bedroom.
That's not even. Oh, wait.
With the Uso in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, I thought you were talking about Mandy. I was like, nigga, what's sex content? Nobody wants to see that sex content. Nobody wants to see that kind of sex content. Nobody wants to see
honest to God. Yo, Otis cashing in Money in the Bank, wins the title, has a live sex celebration the next night like Edge did. You cool with that?
No.
You cool with that?
No. Because instead of Mandy's titty slipping, that's gonna be Otis's titty. We're gonna be like, well, oh no, we're gonna puke. Oh,
we're gonna go all Seth Rollins challenge.
We're gonna go all Seth Rollins challenge. No, I'm not. feeling that.
God.
I would gladly.
When Drew announced he's gonna name a stipulation, somebody yelled at eye for an eye, and one of the announcers. Hey man,
that's funny.
God.
I wonder what that stipulation would be. What do you think it'll be?
Oh, probably. It's a good question.
I don't know what the heck they can do.
I'm thinking they can't really do a steel cage match in the Performance Center, can they? They can't. They have to bring it above the ring and lower
it. They did do the cage fight match with Riddler Thing in the Performance Center. So
yeah, I guess.
So maybe
they could just. It's pre-taped anyway. I forget that they can just build it.
I think they could do a steel cage. They can do a cage.
I'll predict the cage.
Really? Cage matches just ain't it for me.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I like it. I'm not saying it's gonna be Hell in a Cell. I like Hell in a Cell matches more than steel cage.
They can't fit the Hell in a Cell in that motherfucker.
That thing's about the size of a Hell in a Cell. Shoot.
What do you think it's gonna be?
Me personally, what I want it to be is a I Quit match. And that's just me being biased towards I Quit matches. But what it probably will be is like a
something simple like no holds barred.
Either no holds barred or maybe a last man standing.
I can see last man standing because they got to outdo themselves from Extreme Rules. I think.
Yeah, I think the last man standing would probably be the way to go.
Honestly, he could make it like.
You think he does what Dolph did?
Yeah, he could do that. That's a chance.
But do you really want to see that again?
No, but I mean, it wouldn't. Yeah, I'll give you that. We'll find out tonight. All right, Raw. Then guess we're into Raw now. By the way, SmackDown, good show.
Raw.
SmackDown, Firefly Funhouse is great. Announcing the Fiend's going to be there. Sorry for putting my hand in the camera. Are
you talking about trying to do Raw tonight? Because the only thing I'm thinking about on Raw tonight is that Asuka versus Sasha match. That's for the title.
God. Well, I'm just doing a quick review of SmackDown. Nikki beat Alexa. Alexa put Nikki over.
I'm waiting to see some Alexa turning on Nikki.
Yeah, that's really obvious. I think that happens Friday. I think
it happens Friday?
I think it happens. Well, the match is going to be Friday, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was. Well,
no,
okay.
I think it happens Friday.
If it happens Friday, cool. But wait. Okay, yeah.
That Matt Riddle did Matt Riddle do a thing? I think he did a thing.
Matt Riddle and AJ Styles had a match.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was for a title or not.
Yeah. Well, SmackDown, decent show, just stupid fucking ending to a great fight. A great segment with the bar fight. Raw was not terrible. Thought the Drew and Dolph segment was good. Okay, so now Drew gets to pick his stipulation. Randall Keith kicking Big Show in the head. We all saw that coming.
Yep. I saw Christian was on a talk show. I don't remember.
Christian was just talking about how much of a how much of a hoe Randy Orton is, pretty much. That's all that was. That was kayfabe. Raw, yeah, that's Raw in a nutshell. Apparently there's going to be a Raw Women's title match tonight. Sasha and Asuka.
I like Sasha.
It's gonna be good.
Sasha, but he doesn't.
Unfortunately, Bayley. I like Sasha too. Just unfortunately, Bayley's going to be there. And I'll put this over again. If based on what I saw at Extreme Rules, Bayley could still wrestle. Like,
of course she can still wrestle.
All right, and she looks like an athlete. Okay, she does. She's got a good set of abs on her. She looks like an athlete, and it's just her character is so fucking forced, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, when Seth Rollins comes...
Maybe that's what's her character.
And you might tell me, oh, she's a heel. That's what she's supposed to make you feel like. Okay.
No, not that. I'm just saying, like, maybe...
No, I want to address this. Because I know somebody one day is going to give me this. Look, when Seth Rollins comes on my screen, especially what happened at Extreme Rules, I think, wow, I hate this guy. I hope somebody kicks his ass. When Bayley comes on my screen, I want to put a bullet in my brain, get the fuck off my TV. I'm going to watch baseball. I don't care how bad the game is. I'm going to watch baseball. All right, I'll watch the sorry-ass Mets play. Okay? Like,
that's funny.
All right, she has Seth Rollins has that I want to see him get beat up heat. Bayley has get off my screen heat. Okay? If you like Bayley, I'm more.
I like Bayley only because she's thick.
If you like Bayley for her wrestling ability and her promo skills, which God love you if you do. If that's your thing, cool. That ain't my thing. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is, bro. She's annoying. At least I will say this though. At least it doesn't look forced anymore. When she first turned heel, and she was just looking like she just lost her puppy, at least that looks so fucking forced. And she looks sad. I thought she was sad she had to be a heel.
I think she was sad that she had to be a heel, but now she's grown into it.
Yeah, and she's with her best friend, so at least it's not forced anymore. So she actually looks like she's having fun doing it. And that's a positive. So at least I know that she's enjoying what she's doing.
I still don't like the dough straps shaking the head though.
And I don't like that whole saying. But she's still annoying, and she's just being She's being extra, and she doesn't need to be extra.
Yeah, well.
And I just can't get invested in Bayley. I mean, well, actually, as much as I've talked about her, I actually am invested in Bayley. Honest to God, like
you're invested in burying Bayley. That's
yes,
what it is.
And I'm invested to see whenever she loses this title. Like. So, I think WWE may ever use reverse psychology on me, man. We're going to make you hate this girl so much that you actually are invested to see her lose. Just to see her lose.
Good
job,
cap.
WWE.
That's good cap.
That's good.
That's good.
That's the most creative shit y'all have done in a while, man. But anything else noteworthy happened on Raw? I think we covered everything, so we can get. All right, well, let's get into the Wednesday night fun.
Wednesday night.
I actually watched both shows in its entirety this time. Both shows had a great show. Both shows had a great.
They both were pretty good.
I will say,
I did not watch AEW. I still can't get into AEW because I hate everything about it.
AEW was a great show. Even Jim Cornette gave us it was decent for the first part. That's saying a lot. If you don't know who Jim Cornette is, go look up some of his reviews on AEW.
Oh boy,
they're hilarious. They are hilarious. But no. First of all, Keith Lee. I've never seen a man that big and that brolic talk like a college professor.
Y'all get on Keith Lee just because he's a nice guy,
bro. How are you gonna be that big? But
well, wait till he gets a heel turn, then we'll see. All right.
Does everybody need a heel turn? Does everybody need to turn heel?
What does he need? What do you want from him?
I don't know. I want to see him get pissed off once.
Well then,
can you say the word ass, Keith Lee?
Then maybe we'll see what this Karrion Kross thing. I mean, he did just almost break Dominic Dijakovic's neck, and then absolutely tormented everybody.
We did. He did, and we'll get to that.
That match was kind of.
Do you want to talk about NXT first, and I go into AEW?
I'll talk about NXT first. Well, first NXT. First thing that happened was Keith Lee relinquishing the North American Championship. How you feel about that? Because I'm cool with it.
I had mixed reviews.
I liked it because it gives more people. It gives these other people a bunch of opportunities. There's no point in Keith Lee keeping both titles for like 4 months.
I've said that from the start. And now Jim Cornette kind of roasted on it, but he doesn't get the full story behind it. He said that he had worked so hard for this North American title just to relinquish it 2 weeks later. I was like, no. He was North American champion. He worked hard for the NXT title. And so I'm cool with him.
So he collect himself over, basically.
Yeah, I'm cool with him relinquishing the North American Championship to give other people opportunities that he had. I'm cool with that. If he's going to be this admirable big guy, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool. Yeah,
I'm 100% cool with it. Now, the fact that we're going to have 5 straight weeks of triple threat matches.
Look, I know you're not cool with that because you're a little bit more educated in wrestling than I am. But I love the triple threat.
Look, I love triple threat matches too, but they're like Christmas. They can happen all the time.
Well, there's going to be a 5-way. There's going to be a 5-way match at Takeover for that.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense.
But okay, go ahead.
I mean, there's a bunch of people who are going to be in those matches, so you might as well have everyone do it.
You can put them in one-on-one matches. Have 2 qualifying matches a night if you want to do that instead of a triple threat match every fucking week. 2, 4, 6. No, put 10 people in this fucking ladder match. I don't care. It's a ladder match.
No, I was just counting to see how many matches that would be.
Yeah, if you want
15 people.
Yeah, it's 15 people, but
it's 15 people.
Do all those 15 people need to be in these triple threat matches, or are they just?
We don't know who all of them are. I don't even know who the rest of them are.
We don't either, but still,
I know that we got Loomis, Finn Balor, and Timothy Thatcher in this next one. Yeah, and I have Loomis winning.
I have Loomis winning too, and I think they set up Thatcher and Balor at Takeover.
Because Loomis is freaking lit because of scariness. I love it. I freaking love how creepy.
It's freaking lit because of scariness. But like I said,
I love how creepy he is.
Yeah, like I said, I like the idea, I like the concept. I just don't like.
You just don't like that there's so many.
Yeah, a triple threat match every week. They need to be special. You need to get hype when we're getting a triple threat match this week. It's gonna be lit. And I've seen 3 triple threat matches the last 3 weeks.
I'm cool with it.
Okay, I'm sure they're gonna be good matches. I'm
cool with it.
Continue.
But anyway, our next, we had Dexter Loomis versus Killian Dane. Honestly, I didn't know if he was gonna win that match, but he did.
He did
from the start. From the start, though, Killian Dane was dominating.
Killian Dane still has that sanity gimmick. Yeah. I love that.
I know he's the only one.
He's the only one left.
He's the only one that's still there.
Eric Young's gonna be broke. Give it up, dog. I'm not even there anymore. Stop. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, Matt, from beginning to end, the match was had pretty good action.
Yeah.
Killian Dane was dominating the majority of the match, but I got hats off to Dexter Loomis. He looked pretty good. He looked daggum good. He did. And I can't wait to see him.
This man doesn't blink. Like, I try to find this man blinking. He doesn't blink.
He really doesn't blink. The only time he blinks is when he gets punched.
I guess. Does he blink then?
Yeah. He did blink once. I did see him blink once.
Bro, the way this man gets in the ring just makes me feel uncomfortable. Like that, I love that.
I love it. That's another thing.
Good Lord.
The way he just slides in and looks directly at the camera, it's so funny.
He is just, God, okay.
But yeah, Dexter Lumis won that on tap out. And then we had, what did we have last night? Was it Shotzi Blackheart versus the Robert Stone brand? Yeah, Shotzi Blackheart beat Aaliyah. And the Robert Stone and the Robert Stone brand.
Am I wrong for not being able to get into Shotzi Blackheart?
It's not. I'm not even really into.
How does she get that tank from one place to another?
I don't know.
I don't even. It goes 1 mile an hour. How does she get that to the building? She doesn't drive.
Frankly, I don't care about Shotzi Blackheart. I care about what this Robert Stone thing is.
Yeah.
Because after Shotzi Blackheart won the match, I forgot what happened. Robert Stone
got ran over by the tank again.
Yeah.
With his other leg. And oversold the shit out of it.
It was funny, bro. I liked it. It was funny.
Jim Cornette roasted that too, but we'll get into that.
But then
I thought Cornette would at least like Robert Stone because he's a manager too. Nope. He hates his ass.
Jim Cornette doesn't like a lot of people.
He don't like anything, man.
But yeah, then after that, what's her name?
Mercedes Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez came out, just trucks the mess out of Shotzi Blackheart out of that tank.
And then I did like the backstage segment after this. Kept it 100% real. Look, you're gonna do X, Y, and Z. You're gonna stay the fuck out of my way. Let me hurt people. All right, you take care of this, that, and the other, and we're gonna be good.
Pretty much hide.
I did like the one thing I did notice because I'm educated. Robert gets ran over by the tank, overselling the shit like he's about to be set, like he's on fire. What's her name? Martinez comes out, trucks her. All of a sudden, the pain goes away. Tank's still on your leg, big fella. But you're just like, oh, I'm in pain, but this big bitch just pulled up, and
I mean, hey, the tank obviously doesn't weigh that much.
But he sold it like it was 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And then it became 2 pounds once Mercedes came out there, and didn't lay a finger on the tank to get it off his leg. I'm sounding like Cornette. Oh shit! Hold on, let me. I didn't like that. That was uncomfortable.
I mean, hey, hate to see it.
Okay.
But yeah, that happened. Now Mercedes Martinez is apparently part of the Robert Stone brand.
Yep.
Why does he remind me of Brad Maddox?
Who, Robert Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a managerial kind of way, but it's just like the way he acts.
His demeanor. Yeah.
Yeah. The way he acts, it makes me just think of Brad Maddox. That's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, what was the next match? Thatcher versus Oni Lorcan. Another good one.
Hard hitting.
Bunch of slapping.
Bunch of man meat.
Bunch of slapping and tapping. Ooh, I like that one too. Don't do the man meat.
The fact that I just said man meat and you said I like that one too.
I was talking about my thing.
I alley-ooped you a pause. I alley-ooped you a pause.
We're both paused for that.
I'll let the publicly apologize. Adam Cole challenge. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, that match was also pretty good. And again, Thatcher won. I didn't think Thatcher would win that one, but he won again. This time off a roll up though. So
Thatcher doesn't be. I mean, yeah, Thatcher doesn't be win off roll ups.
It wasn't really a roll up. It was kind of like a they were grappling, but then he grappled it into.
Yeah, he's in the ring with Oni Lorcan, so I can kind of see that he needs a roll up to beat Oni.
I mean, he's trying to get that heel heat.
I guess he is. All right, get to the main event. That was good shit.
I haven't even talked about the triple threat.
Fuck, forget that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the clock. We got 10 minutes, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, triple threat match: Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano. Frick, who's the third one?
Doesn't matter. He lost. He's a loser.
Bronson Reed won.
Bronson Weed.
That's gonna be his gimmick.
He's gonna be the tag team of Matt Riddle. Or Rob Van Dam's gonna be their manager.
Oh my gosh! But Bronson Reed won, and after the way he fell off the side of the thing, I didn't think he was even going to come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, he won. And in the main event,
powerful ending. Powerful. Wow. Invoked some emotion.
Dominik Dijakovic versus Mr. Karrion Kross. I'm not gonna lie, Dijakovic tiny bit had him on the ropes a little minute. I was like,
well, he got some offense in, but
that's
then
what I'm saying.
But then he got to the spot with the steps.
And then they got to the spot with the steps. I thought he broke his neck. I thought it. I ain't gonna say I thought he broke his neck, but I couldn't see where his head was.
Yeah.
I couldn't see where his head was, and when he kicked the step, I was like,
Okay.
Did he kill the nigga?
I heard murdering folk on USA to get ratings.
Because dude was just slumped.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, so is he just going to win by count out? And he picked him up, put him back in the ring. I was like, okay, he's still alive.
Yeah. I do have one tiny issue with this, but go ahead.
But then, yeah. And then what did he do after that? I think he just like kind of picked him up and was about to put him in the, what's his move called? I keep forgetting.
I have no idea. I keep forgetting. This is the first episode of NXT I've watched in a while.
Wow. But I forgot what his finishing move is. But he had him in that for like a moment. But yeah, they were making Dijakovic seem like he was about to die.
Yeah.
When Keith Lee came out.
Yeah,
I was not really liking that.
Here's the thing. Dijakovic did not sell getting an ass kicked that well. Because he just got his head smashed with the steps. Seemingly unconscious. Now he's getting repeated back. Forearm. I wish he got straight punches. Like they could have been gimmick, but you don't do a forearm in that situation.
Maybe he was trying to Brock Lesnar.
I guess, man. But he's doing that. Keith Lee comes out. He's getting his ass kicked. But as soon as Dominic rolls over, he's having a coherent conversation with Keith Lee. Like, bro, sell like you're in pain. He goes, hey, bro, I'm good. It's my call. Hey, we're great. We're great, bro. Hey, fam, you're so great. Hey, bro, hey, drinks after? Hell yeah. All right. And then after all that, he wins with a sleeper.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He put him in a sleeper. Knock him unconscious like Brock did Randy. That would have been a finish. He pulls him off like they do in the UFC, a real combat sport that people are aware is real. If the referee had just had said, "Hey, look, he's out. Get off. That would have been a little bit more powerful. Okay, but like I said, still.
I just didn't know. I just don't know what Karrion Kross's finisher is, and if it's that sleeper, then I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
and I think
Samuel Shaw needs to be doing a sleeper for a finisher.
Who?
Samuel. I call him his impact name, Samuel Shaw. Dexter Lumis. Samuel Shaw was his name in Impact. I'm sorry.
Wow. You threw me all the way off. I was like, who?
Who in the hell? Who was a Samuel Shaw?
I had never even heard him in New Japan or NGW. Like the freak. Samuel Shaw.
NGW. All right. Oh shit, we got 5. Well, all right. So that was NXT. Can I do a quick review of AEW?
Go.
Okay. Great show. The first hour was one fuck you to Jim Cornette. After everything he said, even though that Jim Cornette said he liked the first part of this match. Started off the show with the TNT Championship Open Challenge from Cody Rhodes. Unlike last week when we got Sonny Kiss doing a 5-minute dance number with the Jaguars, we got a grown-ass man that came up. Mark, do you know anything about Eddie Kingston from the Independents?
Is he Kofi Kingston's brother?
No, he's not. I knew that's where you're going with that. Eddie Kingston is a grown man from the streets. The way he talks, you believe that. Those up those. He looks like a badass. He does not have the best body, but for his character, it works. And he called Cody Rhodes a bitch, asked this match to be no DQ, and they had a straight up fight. They didn't start off with a lockup. They started out throwing hands.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, Eddie does not have the best body in the world. I think that works great with his character because he just looks like a grown man. Doesn't look like an athlete. He looks like a brawler.
Looks like a hood nigga.
He does. And Jim Ross put over the fact that he's been doing this for 18 years. He needs a job. He just had to sell his wrestling boots for a mortgage. Okay, so you had even though he's the bad guy, you get what he's fighting for. Part Jim Cornette did not like, pulls out a bag of thumbtacks. Cody Rhodes took a power bomb into the thumbtacks.
Ouch.
All kinds of ouch.
That's not it.
So Cody sold for a little bit, used that pain to Hulk up, threw a couple punches, and barely got the win over Eddie Kingston.
You hulked up on some thumbtacks.
He did. I mean, he sold it for a little bit, but then he kind of bam, 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 and got the win. Eddie looked great in this match. So did Cody. Great opening segment.
What's Cody's finisher? Is it still the Crossroads?
Yes, still the Crossroads.
Okay.
From there we got I think we got MJF. Oh, we got MJF and a enhancement talent that I somewhat thought they were going to do something with, because I thought they may have just signed this guy.
You mean some James Ellsworth type?
No, this kid he looked like Jungle Boy's older brother. The kid had a decent body on him. Pause if necessary.
Yeah.
And so they get into a match after a promo battle. Kid somewhat held his own. I mean, it was kind of scripted, but They had a match, and MJF got the upper hand, and this is when I thought that they may be doing something with this kid went out the window, because MJF grabs the mic and gets on top of him and says, "Tell the world I'm undefeated," and the babyface does it. He goes, "Oh, you're undefeated." He then tells him to say it with your chest, forcing this guy to tell him he's undefeated, and the babyface did nothing until after he said it, where he kind of did like an eye poke and somehow got the upper hand for a second. But if you were going to do that, don't give in to what the heel wants and say he's undefeated. You look like a bitch then. So MJF,
like you all the time.
Oh, beat your ass. Anyway, MJF hits his finisher, 1, 2, 3. MJF is still undefeated. We then get into a Falls Count Anywhere tag team match between the Young Bucks and the Butcher and the Blade. Fun match. It was a fun match, but they started this match in the kitchen of the arena because the Butcher and the Blade are butchers and a blade, and so naturally they're going to be in the kitchen where there's nobody at cutting meat for nobody, right? They're just randomly in this kitchen cutting meat because they don't know what else the fuck to do. Why are they in the kitchen? Do they work for the building? Why are they in the kitchen? Why? There was no reason for them to be in the kitchen. I don't care if it is their gimmick. Who are they cutting meat for? The 0 fans that are there? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, match starts in the kitchen. They wash their hands before they're about to fight because COVID. But they're about to get into a fight. Hold on, let me wash my hands first. And then they start fighting. Okay, you sent me a video with them super kicking the guy up the escalator.
Yes.
That was how they went to break, by the way. They cut to commercial by them super kicking him onto an escalator and the escalator going up. That was their comedy spot. Them to go to break.
I was like, bro.
Nick Jackson put one of the dudes on the table and got on top of the bar at the arena, and with a cookie sheet, did a butt blast. We'll call it a butt blast onto the cookie sheet, onto the dude, onto the table, and the table doesn't fucking break. Wonderful. When they come back from break, they're in the arena. X, Y, and Z happens. I think the Young Bucks got the win. I couldn't remember. But then some other shit happens. FTR comes to the rescue. Was that when this spot happened? It's been a minute. I don't remember. Oh, there was a sign on one of the production trucks backstage where they were fighting that said Mud Show. And if you've listened to any Jim Cornette reviews, that was a direct dig at Jim Cornette, because he has called this show a Mud Show many a times. Hilarious. What else happened on this show? Brian Cage and Taz cut a promo. Taz explaining why he threw in the towel on the heel last week and trying to save Brian Cage's that's his name. Credibility. Brian Cage's credibility. Said Brian almost fired him. Said he didn't want an athlete like that to go through 6 more months of therapy on his arm. He did give Moxley credit for the badass armbar he had. And that's when Darby Allin comes out, and your boy Ricky Starks. It's almost 8. Gotta wrap this up. Ricky Starks flew down the 2-foot entrance ramp with 1,000,000 miles an hour and knocked the dog shit out of Darby Allin. He hit this boy for real. Brian Urlacher, this guy. Brian Cage then power bombs Darby into the ring, and Moxley comes to the rescue with a barbed wire baseball bat. So we're getting all kinds of ECW treatment here tonight. We got tacks and we got a barbed wire bat.
There's always a barbed wire bat.
Yeah, so this sets up Darby and Moxley versus Ricky Starks and Brian Cage for next week. We get to the main event of Jungle. Was it Best Friend? It was Jurassic Express versus Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. Back and forth match. We got some run-ins from Best Friends. Orange Cassidy comes down. Whole inner circle comes out, and then we see a masked man do a shooting star press. Want to take a guess who that masked man was, Mark?
Is it a former WWE wrestler?
No. Takes the mask off. It is Sammy Guevara. He is back.
Right.
He is back. He is back with the Inner Circle, and next week we're getting a 10-man tag with the Inner Circle versus Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
By the way, with Sammy Guevara coming back, well, I guess it really doesn't mean as much. But if Sammy Guevara can come back, the Dream can definitely come back.
Dream's in a little bit more hot water.
I don't care. Cool it down. Put some ice in it. Right? The Dream deserves to be back. I don't want to see him anywhere else.
All right. Well, we are almost at an hour. We got to get back.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all watching.
It's been a long one, this one.
Yep.
We will see you guys hopefully Friday. We're going to talk about more wrestling. We're going to talk about more NFL, see if anything changed. MLB, NBA.
Hopefully it's still there by come Friday. Hopefully MLB is still a thing come Friday.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Peace and tranquility.